For as long as there's been a Volkswagen Golf, there has always been a performance version. And while the Golf GTI has gathered something of a cult following, this Golf R has become its more hardcore bigger brother. As standard, this car will set you back just over £31,000, and that's a lot of money for a Golf, especially when you consider that it's got the same 2-litre turbocharged petrol engine that you find in the standard Golf GTI. But it has been reworked to give it an extra 79 brake horsepower, meaning it'll pump out just short of 300 brake. That makes it good for a 0 to 60 time of 5 seconds, which isn't the fastest in the hyper hot hatch segment, but it'll trouble many more expensive cars. It's also pretty good through the bends too. The steering gives the driver lots of feedback, and it's all very natural and direct. The lower ride height also means there's very little body lean. The downside is that the ride is noticeably firmer. The other major difference between the R and the GTI is the addition of Volkswagen's 4-motion all-wheel drive system, which channels power to the wheels with the most grip. One neat party trick is the ability to switch between driver modes, so you can have it in comfort, individual, or a race setting. The R is designed for somebody who loves the Golf GTI but just wants that little bit more performance, that little bit more feedback behind the wheel, and unfortunately that comes at a price. The Golf R costs around £4,000 more than the standard Golf GTI, and that's before you start adding any optional extras. From the outside, there's very little that makes this stand out as a performance hot hatch. It doesn't shout its sporty credentials, instead it's more understated. Inside, it's business as usual with a classy dash layout that's all nailed together with high quality materials. There are a few R badges that are scattered around the dash too that let you know that this is no ordinary Golf, but it's not overpowering, not in the same way as a Focus RS anyway. As you'd expect with a flagship car with a £30,000 price tag, it comes pretty well equipped. The seats are snug and supportive, and the driving position is fully adjustable, so getting comfy behind the wheel is an absolute doddle. The multimedia system is a little small as standard, but it can be upgraded to a larger one for an additional £750. Space is slightly compromised, especially in the boot because of the four-wheel drive system, but the rear seats are split folding, and when lowered it expands the boot from 340 litres to 1,233 litres. The R does have a limited audience, and for many the GTI is more than enough of a hot hatch for most Golf enthusiasts. And while it may trouble many more expensive cars in terms of performance, it is expensive, and some of the Golf's practicality has been compromised to accommodate that four-wheel drive system.